Today's a little bit of a different video. Most people know me, I guess, because if you watch my stuff, you see that I don't take myself seriously a lot. I don't take life seriously. A jokester at heart. And that's great and all. But lately, I've been feeling, I don't know, like I'm kind of holding something in. That's why I wanted to make a different, more serious video today. I have no direction in this video. I don't really know exactly what I'm going to end up talking about, but I just kind of want to let myself talk about certain things. Like, a big thing that I've been feeling lately, and this is something that I haven't felt ever to this degree that I'm about to mention. I've been feeling scared for myself, and the reason why I say I've never really felt this way before, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've felt scared, during certain things. Oh, there's a person there, there's a girl I want to talk to, I'll get scared. But what I'm talking about is genuinely for the first time, I do feel a little scared for life and like where I'm going and how this is all going to play out, because it's really easy to say when I was like 16, 17 that I was more brutally confident, I'll say that, about like my career and things like that. I just wanted to make a ton of money and get famous. I was like, dude, I'm gonna get there. And it's not like I don't believe in myself anymore, because I definitely do, but now it's just a little bit scarier because I've pivoted, and like anyone in their life, when they decide they want to pursue something else, it's scary. And so there's those reminders. Yeah, ever since I just decided I wanted to do comedy and have my own show, my life has looked a little bit more blurry. Before, which is something I haven't really addressed too much, I was doing, my new style of content, which is still being figured out. It's not like a permanent thing. I know I've been really random with most of my content lately. Before, I was doing more of a modeling path, I guess a path geared towards like fashion and like men's lifestyle, which, to be honest, I don't even know what that means. What the hell is men's lifestyle? It's like, yeah, dude, my life's pretty cool. I don't like that image, and I changed that persona because ultimately I didn't like that image. I didn't like the people in that industry. I feel like the people in that industry are more fake. They care too much about image. I've always been a person that ultimately I never really cared about what people thought of me, as far as like, if I'm like fucking weird or something, and I know I haven't even maxed that out yet. I got plenty of weird to show, but so far you guys are getting like a little glimpse of it, right? And I guess what I'm trying to say is that it just wasn't that, previous path that I was going, it just didn't represent me that well. I felt like it was just like a very surface level part of my life. And I also noticed that, like, not saying that I don't, love you guys for, and I'm grateful for you guys for supporting me, but I was also attracting the wrong type of people into my life. And so that's what kind of made me want to change into what I'm doing now, which is pursuing, comedy. And now, of course, I'm still making content. I always kind of put my content first and then comedy. But, now I really want to make it like, something I put together. So I totally forgot what I was saying. Anyway, I'm probably going to cut this part out. Just a little snippet. Ever since I've changed paths, I did go through quite a depressive little hole, to say the least. For like, I think a month or two, I was just kind of like, just in the slumps, man. Like I just wanted to be around like good energy, and I wasn't posting as much. I was with my brother a lot. I was playing with Nova a lot, which is his dog. Hanging out with my grandparents a lot, and just really thinking, man. It took me a minute to kind of pull myself together to start posting content that was the new style of content that I wanted to aim for, even though it's not perfect. It's not like I like every single piece of content I put out there. But at least now it kind of aligns a little better with like my beliefs and my identity. I guess this identity that I'm trying to construct. I tell myself I'm this, I'm that, but ultimately it will just come with time. I always told my brother before that I like to call myself something before I become it. And yeah, a lot of people feel that imposter syndrome, and it's hard for a lot of people to like claim they're this before they've actually like become good at something. But ultimately with me, I feel like I need to call myself what I'm chasing in order to become it. Yes, you're going to feel a little bit of imposter syndrome like I have felt, but I feel like if you embody it sooner, then you become it sooner. So that's ultimately what I'm aiming to do. And yeah, just the scary feeling that I've been feeling lately has just come from the blurriness of how this is going to play out. I wanted to have a successful business. I remember I was like telling my dad at like 17 or 16, this is when like the whole like internet money started becoming a big thing. And so I was like, okay, let me go after this. And I was like super motivated. Like when you start anything really and you get super excited for it, you get so fucking motivated. And I was extremely motivated. I didn't hit those like rock bottoms yet where I was like, oh shit, this is actually a lot harder. No, I was just relentlessly going after something. I assume a lot of people feel when they get excited for a new thing that's gonna like change their life. And so yeah, that brutal confidence kind of stayed. I've had periods obviously where I wasn't feeling too confident, but I never lost that like belief in myself, and I haven't to this day. But ultimately now that I've changed paths a little bit, it's become a little bit scarier, and it's like I hate holding it in and pretending like I don't feel it. Now I give myself days where I don't touch social media, which I know to some people that's not a big deal. You do that for a living maybe. When your entire life is dependent on your internet status, I guess, it can take a toll on you a little bit. So today's one of those days that I just wanted to kind of come out here and vent and just talk to you. Today's the day that I'm also not kind of going on social media, which I'm going to make it more of a regular thing. Maybe once a week, maybe a couple times a week even. Just really whenever I need it. And I also have been feeling, which is kind of the same thing as feeling scared, but ultimately I've been feeling like a little bitch, because I've gotten into some habits that aren't necessarily ideal for me. I have been waking up late for it's been a minute now, where I just wake up at like 11 or 12 o'clock. And so now I'm at the gym at 10. I woke up at like 8:30. So, that's a start. Getting up late was something that I dreaded because then, how your life kind of like has to get delayed a little bit. You go to the gym later. I never skip the gym. So it's like, doesn't matter if it's like fucking 3 o'clock that I'm going to the gym. I'll still go to the gym, even 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. And to me, I'm talking like I wake up in the morning and I plan to go in the morning. So if I go at that time, it's like, that's my morning. So now I'm here earlier. That's one thing that I'm really wanting to get right. I guess because of my family and friends, I've always been labeled as the person in the family or the friend group that goes after, is fearless and type. My brother has always been, he struggled a lot more with that. And so I've kind of assumed that role all the time. But, it's always, of course, a little difficult to maintain it when I'm not feeling that way. I used to smoke a bunch of weed. Like, when I say a bunch, I mean like morning, evening, night, or morning, afternoon, night. For a little while. It wasn't. I've never had it consume me for a long period of time, but for a good while, at least for at least a few months, it was just kind of like, okay, let me just wake up, get myself going, and I'm not gonna lie, I still enjoy it. I like it, but I'm much more disciplined with it because I do understand that if you overdo it, you will get lazy, you will get a little hazy. So now on a good day, maybe once, twice. I haven't really done 3 times a month yet. I'm proud that I've controlled myself with things like that. And I've also, like, I can't tell myself I'm never going to do something ever again because I don't think your brain can comprehend never. It's too big, it's too long. Someone's going to take that out of context. I want to get into the habit of really doing things that scare me because I don't like feeling like a little bitch. And I know some people might say it's overly critical. For some people, I'm doing great, which, I give myself credit where credit is due. But just in my own head and my own standards, I hate seeing something or knowing something and then just the back of my head just telling myself that, oh, I'm too scared to do it. An easy example. I see a girl I want to talk to, Thankfully, I'll at least say hey sometimes, but, sometimes I'm like, And I don't like that feeling. I don't like feeling scared. I guess when your second brain starts talking to you, then that's where the problem is. Like, ideally, I would like to practice and do it enough or do things that scare me enough to the point where my second brain doesn't even get a chance to speak. And that's really what I've been working on. And so that's kind of really motivating me to start a new thing, which I was thinking about this last night. I was like, what would be like how would I name it? What would it be about? Kind of just want to call it fearless. Not to sound too cheesy, but it's just kind of like a thing I want to do, which basically is like every time I see something that scares me, I just do it. And it doesn't matter if that's talking to a person. Doesn't have to be a chick. That's a little scarier. I'll do that if I see someone far away, or if I think of someone or of something really funny to say that would also be scary to say, because everybody kind of has their opinions about, oh, I don't want to look like an idiot. So I'm trying to be okay with that. I'm trying to be okay with the fact that, like, I can make a fool of myself, like, regularly and not give a shit about it. Because at the end of the day, we're all going to die. We're going to either regret things or not regret things. And that's one of my buddies. That's the same guy I saw yesterday. Except this time I'm here at the same time as him. If you saw my story, then you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so I don't exactly know how that's gonna go. And today is like when I've kind of removed myself from social media for that day, I'll probably give myself the slack that day to not really expect too much. But let's say, for example, tomorrow is a whole different story, because as long as you've told yourself that you were gonna do a certain thing, then it's all right, I hate telling myself something and then not doing it. And I think that feeling eats away at you quite a bit if you don't take action on that. And that's where people really start to sink in. So I didn't think I was going to give advice, but I just want to give one little piece of advice. If you do feel depressed or sad or any kind of feeling of uncertainty, then damn, that was a hard smash. Poor door. Back to what I was saying. If you feel sad, uncertainty, all that kind of stuff, just think about, like, how many times do I tell myself I'm going to do something, but I don't do it? And if your answer is, I don't really do what I tell myself to do, then maybe you got to look into that. Maybe you got to do something about that and start doing what you say you're going to do. maybe start with simple stuff. You don't have to start with crazy stuff, but simple stuff. That's why I didn't tell myself this morning I was gonna make my bed because I knew I wasn't gonna do it. But if I told myself, then I would have felt like more shit. But thankfully, I didn't tell myself I was gonna make my bed. So yeah, I don't know what it's gonna look like moving forward. I want to put in my new style of recording and making content, and obviously, I want to add a lot of funny stuff. I want to do a bunch of funny stuff with my grandparents and stuff. I feel like playing jokes on them would be a really good piece of content. And so I'm going to probably make that a key component of what I'm going to be posting soon. But aside from that stuff that scares me, I have glasses that like I record and stuff, so I might do it with that. And that's just, anytime I think of something that's scary, I'll just tell you guys and then do it. And it feels better telling you that I'm going to do that, because now obviously I have more pressure to do that. And you know that saying, pressure makes diamonds. Or was it peanuts? Yeah, so today I'm going to go to the gym, like every day, but I'm going to go do some legs. Probably not going to bring you along. Well, I recorded this thing first take, man. That's rare. Usually I got jambalaya going on in my brain. Dubstep, heavy metal, opera, all trying to perform in the same place. Okay. Well, thanks for hearing me out. And if this was beneficial for you, then, and you haven't already subscribed, then maybe sub, you know? If you want to see all of the little things I'm going to be posting regarding the fearless stuff I'm going to be doing, then drop a follow on my Instagram. I'll probably have it linked down below. Yeah. Well, that was about it for me. I appreciate you, I love you, and I will see you next time. Soon. I promise.